Hi everyone! On December 17, 2025, the Chinese Communist Party's main paper, People's Daily, had a surprise on its front page. Xi Jinping's story fell to the second spot, giving way to a story about reforms in Hainan's free trade port. This small but big change in page setup quickly got people outside China talking a lot. In the tightly controlled news machine, what could be just by chance? The news agency Xinhua quietly cut out Xi Jinping's words of comfort about the bad big fire in Hong Kong's Taipo. At the same time, on CCTV's news broadcast, the time for Xi Jinping's close-up shots dropped by 68%, and the military is about to have a big change in people. Do these signs happening at the same time mean the top power in the Chinese Communist Party is quietly starting a fade-out countdown? When news hype cools down and military power clean up happen together, one question we can't ignore is Xi Jinping's time really ending? If you care about this topic, please click subscribe and turn on the little bell to choose all so you don't miss future shows! On December 17, People's Daily front page setup got a lot of attention from outside. That day's front page had stories like, Hainan deep reforms are going strong. Xi Jinping hearing reports from Hong Kong leader Li Ka-chiu and Macau leader Sam Alfai Li Chung signing a state council order and more. Among them, only the two stories about Xi Jinping hearing reports were real ones with Xi as the main person, but they were put in the second spot on the front page, not the top spot. The top spot was taken by the Hainan story. The Chinese Communist Party's news machine is not just a news place, but a sign of power changes. Whose photo is bigger? Whose name is first, whose shots are longer, whose spot is higher. All are not random, but checked layer by the propaganda department, broadcast bureau, Xinhua, People's Daily, and others. Making a mistake costs a lot, from getting yelled at to losing your job. People's Daily is the party's voice. Its page setup is a sign of political moves in the party. The top spot is the most important politically, usually for reports on the top leader's activities. In the past, if there was a story about Xi Jinping, it had to be the top spot, even taking over the whole front page, especially for yearly reports, visits, and such, because it shows Xi's power. For example, this year on February 27, officials reporting to Xi was on People's Daily front page top spot. But now, putting Xi's story in second spot is very rare in recent years. This change in setup quickly spread in talk outside China. Some watchers think this might show a small change in central news rules or a sign of inside power setup. Looking at other recent People's Daily articles, like the comment on December 11, make it normal for leaders to go up or down, which is seen as a hidden bad word for Xi, so outside guesses this could be another sign that Xi is being pushed to the side. Xinhua News cut Xi's words. Even more interesting is that the news content itself was changed. According to RFI, when Xi met Li Ka-chiu, in the first about 5 minutes of talk, he clearly talked about the just-happened Big 5-level fire in Hong Kong's Taipo Hung Fook estate. Xi said, "The big fire in Taipo makes people sad. Again, I feel sorry for the dead and the firefighters who died and send comfort to their families and hurt people." But, in People's Daily and Xinhua reports, they fully cut out Xi's words about the fire, only keeping the good words about Li Ka-chiu's work last year and orders for future plans like linking to the 15th Five-Year Plan, making admin stronger, and such. This exact cut got a lot of attention outside. Hong Kong special reporter Mak Yin Ting in RFI's report said straight, "Central propaganda wants to play down the bad effect of the fire, avoid linking this bad accident to Hong Kong government's duty in public." Independent politics expert Chen Dao Yin thinks this comfort is normal for people but not important to release outside, so it was cut on purpose. But a deeper read is, this shows the propaganda mouths pick and choose. Of Xi's words has gone to cutting even safe words, like comfort for disaster. When the leader's words are quietly cut by backstage cutters, is the real power holder still the person on stage? If we say paper setup and news content can be explained as setup change, then the shot time in Chinese Communist CCTV's news broadcast is almost impossible to hide. According to Vision Times, in December 2024 Central Economic Meetings news broadcast report, Xi Jinping's personal shots added up to 29 seconds, including many 6-second close-ups, way more than other Politburo standing members' exact 3 seconds each. This fits the past year's Xi core hype style of making it bigger. But in 2025, same meetings report Xi Jinping's personal shots total time dropped to only 11 seconds, a big cut of 68% from last year. Single close up longest no more than 3 seconds, even some less than 3 seconds. And the other 6 Politburo standing members Li Qiongzhao, Li Ji, Wang Huning, Kai Qiu, Ding Xuexiang, Xi's personal shots still exact 3 seconds each, not 1 second off. This change is very clear. Everyone knows news broadcast cutting has strict inside rules. Standing members' shot time order cut points have a timetable. Error counted in frames. 1 second is 25 frames. So, to have such a big but exact cut, it's not the cutter's own doing. Outside watchers call this fade out. Make a political person disappear from the screen in a way that doesn't get noticed. This is a common way in Chinese communist history. For example, from 1978 to 1981, Hua Guofeng was slowly pushed to the side in a like way. From shorter shots, page moved back to fully out of politics. In the Chinese communist political system, most top leaders' exit is not sudden, but a long and careful, fadey process. The earliest and clearest sign often is not people files, but change in propaganda rules. The Chinese Communist basic rule for outside stories is keep stable above all. So, when a top leader has not fully stepped down, but power is starting to be given out again, or his political spot is not sure, the propaganda system's first job is not to show the change, but to make the shock smaller. The way is only one: not say no, not blame, not explain, but slowly make the present smaller. This cool-down way is not new in Chinese communist history. Hua Guofeng is the most classic case of faded out in Chinese communist history. In 1976, after Mao died, Hua Guofeng once had all-party, government, military power, was the top leader with no question. In 1977 and before, party news reports on Hua were very personal. Wise leader Chairman Hua. Chairman Hua's orders, often on People's Daily front page. But from 1978, a change happened. Quietly, Hua was not named and blamed, not openly questioned, but his spot, how often, how much in papers started to go down clearly. Specific shows front page no longer must mention Hua in everything. More use central, party central. Instead, in big meeting reports, Hua no longer the only center person. Full talks less turned to short versions in bad or fight topics on purpose avoid linking to Hua. By 1980-1981, though Hua still had central chairman title in public talk, he was almost not seen. Finally, when he fully quit his job to society, it was not a sudden thing, but a ready-in-mind result. In other words, Hua was not beaten down, but slowly written away. Hu Jintao before quitting also went through a less personal, to make power hand over less noisy stage. In Hu Jintao's later ruling, especially around the 18th Congress, party news started to clearly cut down. Special words on Hu personal, turned to strong, group lead, party central united plan story way. He's still in activities reported, but titles and spots no longer all center, talks no longer big full print, but cut to key points. This way also to lower noise for power change. Finally, Hu Jintao's full quit got attention then, but in propaganda, already done prep by early, less personal. Zheng Zemin in late time also went through a like exit report stage. Putting these three together, you see a very steady inside rule in Chinese communist. Before top leader fully quits, the party won't use political fix to handle him, but use propaganda downgrade to prep early. Using this history lesson, look at now party official news on Xi Jinping showing system weak. From page spot, screen time to story cut. A question we can't avoid comes up. Does this mean Tsai is going through a like political stage that before clear people set up, power structure already starting to change, and propaganda system prepping for some power hand over? If propaganda system shows when direction, then military system shows real power. And just in military level, changes in past year plus are more focused, more strong than propaganda. On December 15, 2025, the 14th National People's Congress Standing Committee 56th Chairman meeting decided. The 19th Standing Committee meeting, December 22 to 27, will talk about a key plan. Central Military Commission asks to approve adding people to PLA and Armed Police Election Committee. This election committee looks not hot, but controls all Army nationwide and local Congress reps. Check, add, remove power, is the last gate for military political loyal. Its members approved by National People's Congress Standing Committee. Term should be every 5 years. Last full list in late 2022 December. Total 11 people. Director Zhang Yuxia, Vice Director He Weidong, Members I Shangfu, Lu Zhenli, Miaohua, Zhang Shengmin, Zhong Shajun, Wang Renhua, He Hongjin, Wang Chengnan, Sun Bin. Normal, each term 5 years, so next change in late 2027, still 3 years away. Now urgent, reason clear in original 11, at least 7 in past year plus, had problem or high risk, and almost all Xi personally picked close or Xi group, core, including He Weidong who vanished in March this year, now official down, former Defense Minister Li Shangfu, Military Commission Political Work Director Miao Hua, Political Work Deputy He Hongjun, Military Commission Audit Head Sun Bin, Military Commission Politics and Laws Secretary Wang Renhua, these are official down, and one missing Defense University Politics Head Zhong Shaojun. These cleaned or problem ones, almost all picked by Xi in his time and tied close to his personal power. Left only Military Commission Vice Chair Zhang Yuxia, just in 4th plenum up to Military Commission Vice Chair Zhang Shengmin, Political Work Deputy Wang Chengnan, and Military Commission Staff Chief Lu Zhenli. This means this key group controlling army election power about to have a never-before big change. Changed most likely Xi's own placed close, and new ads per outside look, very likely not C group officers. In history, Army Election Committee members often down, not new. 2007 one had Guo Boxiang, Xu Kaio later down, 2012 one had Fang Fengwei, Zhang Yang, Wei Feng etc. But like now, term not full but batch clean, and almost all point to Xa group, never before. Now all signs still in yellow warning stage, C still shows as core in big places, Central Economic Meeting just ended, 4th plenum just changed military people. But note, when propaganda level down power, not random, but shows system, ongoing feature, at same time, military inside clean and reorder no longer just single anti-bad, but point to structure change. When these two different speed system clues start to happen together, say it's just by chance or random, already too weak. Viewer friends, do you think Chinese Communist already started pre-handover cool news? Welcome, leave message, share your thoughts.